Unstraight lawyers. Always ready for some yes, unstraight. Yes, that's hell yeah. I know you're so patient. You wait like weeks to be able to talk to me about like the couples spoiler free, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, so tonight I have two what my mom calls the wasan. It's kind of like a bun and a croissant mix. It's like custard. It comes in custard and like chocolate flavors. I don't know if you guys know about this. Yeah, and also I should let you guys know that because of number one, the rain, number two, Mercury retrograde, for some reason V-Bridger's input lags a bit. Okay, sometimes it lags a bit. Right now it's not lagging, but sometimes it lags a bit. So if my mouth movements do not match my voice, just kind of look past it for now. I have no way of guaranteeing that it doesn't happen. I mean, short of like not using V-Bridger at all, but I really want the expressiveness of my main model. Okay, this story deserves it. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to use this model. If my mouth movements start lagging, then I blame Mercury retrograde. Okay, it's not my fault. It ain't my fault. It's the planets. Yeah. Hello, Commander. Hello, ahoy, ahoy. Yay. Hello. Yesterday I had a bun. Okay, so before you start, yeah, maybe give me a minute or two to reply to someone. Okay, yeah, because I want to reply to them, but then the ad time ran out and I felt like I shouldn't procrastinate starting the stream even longer. So give me a moment. Yeah, a moment. Bada. Yes, anyway, I'm still here. I'm just focusing on trying to reply to the messages so that they don't come and disturb me later. Yeah, but in the meantime, I'm eating my buns. Okay, I was telling Sheep Mom, right? I was like saying, why, like, I was like, Mommy, there's no more muffin. I finished that. Yeah, I finished all my red velvet muffin. I was like, Mommy, there's no more muffin. And she's like, then make more. And I was like, I can't make it into the weekend. And she's like, weekend is in 2 days. I was like, but it's 2 whole days to the weekend. Do you feel me, guys? Do you feel me? Like, don't you feel that it's 2 whole days to the weekend now? Screams. Yeah. So anyways, yes, I'm here. RIP weekends. RIP, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have some bites. Because the longer this bun spend in my room, the drier they'll get. So I wanna get some bites in before we officially start. Very nice. Okay. Thank you so much for the 500 biddies, MDK. Thank you. It's shipping time. Hope you're doing well, Mio, and that you had a good week. Thank you so much, MDK. I did have a pretty good week. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just happy I get to like stream with you guys. Okay, I'm so happy. I really am happy. So let us continue the investigation. Alright. Investigating part 1. Okay, the unexpected halt of proceedings sent a clamor around the courtroom. But outside the Bailey, where Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within, it was a typical still night. Then, at a little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to Baker Street. Mr. Sholmes and his partner! I'm sorry. I'm a disaster. I'm so sorry. I cannot. These two. Oh my gosh, they're having a feast, guys. You see? It's a whole chimkin. Is it a chicken? A duck? I don't know. It's a whole chimkin. Pies and stuff. The most delicious British food you'll ever see, apparently. His partner, that's right. His beloved partner. I mean, I told you about my headcanons already, mate. I'm sure you agree. Good to hear. Just sad about the muffins, but more will surely come soon. That's why I'm planning to make the chocolate banana ones again, because my family loves it so much. Starting the weekend with some muffin plus latte combo will be great. Oh my gosh, I want to make more black sesame latte. It's so good. Hi, Rabbit. Hello. 3rd November, 8:07 p.m. Sholmes' Suite. Oh, they look so happy! We have returned, my dear fellows. Oh, let's take a screenshot. They look really happy, eh? Welcome back, married couple. I mean, what? Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you've had an even more wearing day than Mikotoba and I, no? Hello, Sarah! Thank you so much. Hello, Shib. Hope you're doing great today. Thank you for the 14 months! Or like 16 months? Is it 14 or 16? I don't know, but either way, thank you so much! Hello! Everyone's here today. I'm so happy. Hi! We're celebrating today, guys. We're celebrating the unstraight here. Yes, very nice. You could say that. We were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So, this prosecutor, Asogi, had you on the ropes, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Hi, Blue Sky, hello! And hi, Kiko! My precious, hi! Time to find the truth, that's right. It's always time to find the truth in these games. Okay, let's go back. Well... he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Kazuma's... changed. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, it's incredible to think that he'd even entertain the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, guess you must introduce me. What? Why? After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. What? You all, like... Kiko... I already summoned Kiko with muffins. Like, the day I made them, I was like, Kiko, you want some? And she's like, I'll collect tomorrow. And I was like, okay, they're ready for you tomorrow. And Kiko already brought home like 4 of the muffins. So see? Guys, I treat Kiko so well, okay? The keyword. Yes. When all this started, almost a year ago now. She's gonna eat me, guys. Why would I eat you? Why? What? Like, where did this come from? Okay, let's continue. Mr. Shibs still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he himself described as a great detective's lie. Will you finally tell us now? Now then, I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France. You say you're gonna eat some fried Kiko. No, I didn't say I was gonna eat fried Kiko. I said I'm looking forward to fried Kiko. You know, it's different. It's different. Yeah, okay? I was like, I look forward to fried Kiko. I mean, fried chicken, yeah. I didn't say I was gonna eat you. I said I look forward to it. Fried Kiki? No, not Kiki. Fried Kiko. Well, it is another country, Mr. Shibs. So, what news of Judge Jigoku? Ayo, hey Fate, hello. We took him to Scotland Yard. The investigating detectives there have a lot of questions for the man. Oh, he looks upset. Poor Professor Mikotoba. This must be quite a shock for him. If I'm getting fried, the next step is to be eaten. No, guys, do you know how we fry Kiko in this household? We look at Kiko and be like, Kiko, I thought you were loyal to Tanheng. What is this obsession with my D, huh? Like, why are you collecting more imaginary men? What do you think Tanheng feels about this, huh? And lo and behold, she's fried. Yes. Yes, I picked this up at the telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already? I put upon you for the matter only yesterday. You forget things all the time, you shut up. You put upon me, Shibs. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well. Oh my god! Shibs, you're so useless! You are so useless, you piece! Shibs! Why are you calling me out like this? I mean, I'm trying to like fry you, right? You know, as promised, gotta fry the Kiku. Oh, you've had a reply already? What was so urgent though, Mr. Shibs? Boy failure? Yes, he's a boy failure, absolutely. Such matters can wait until later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present. He hungry.
Well, that's good news, because supper is ready, everyone.
Oh, baby! Oh, Iris is already... Iris is cooked so well. Ah, and what a feast it is! If I were none the wiser, I'd think the trial were won already. Roast beef, kippers, stew, steak, and kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding. Whoa, this is a lot of good stuff.
Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up.
We eating good tonight, eh? I'm eating a nice one. In that case, I think I'll seat myself just here. This place appears to be the only one set of a helping of peasant as well.
Oh, sorry, Hurley. Not there.
Why ever not? Are we in set places this evening?
Yes, and that place is for Susie's daddy.
For me?
That's right. I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey. Mickey! Professor Mickey!
That's so cute. We eating Kiko right now? I'm not eating Kiko. We're not even in the same place. Yum. I see. Well, that's terribly kind of you. She feels bad about the other day, okay?
It's a shame, really.
What do you mean?
Well, for a brief moment, I believed it. That Susie and I were half-sisters, I mean.
I'm sorry, why is this so funny? Oh! Why is Sean surprised? Iris's face while at it. I don't know what Sean is thinking here, okay? Just very fun. If I don't reply, it means Mio got me. Why are you guys so obsessed with the fact that I said fried Kiko? Like, I didn't intend to eat, like, you know? Kiko. Don't worry, Iris, just pray the guests get married, then can we have sisters? That's right! Iris is MikoHomu love child. Is it?
Hi, Yuikio. Hello! Welcome in! Hi! Iris, do you mean? Yes, I know now. I overheard yesterday. I secretly listened into the conversation you had after I tricked you all into thinking I left.
What? What? Oh my gosh, she actually fell down. Come on. Iris, you know that's not good for Shom's heart. The misunderstanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. But actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Mikotoba are Iris's father. Wait, really? Then who is? Who is a father? I'm genuinely curious. Yes, about that, Iris. You know, I
know. You can't tell me at the moment.
Oh, Iris. Gotta wait for the plot twist. Okay, I will learn.
The peasant is by way of an apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping.
Spoiler? Okay, I'll wait for it then. Oh, no, that's quite alright. Then why don't I get any apologetic peasant? Because you a boy failure. So just who is Iris's father? I suppose that's not something we'll be finding out today. This loser, he's an absolute loser, I agree. So then, let us dine, while our largely peasant-less plates are still piping hot. He is so not gonna live that down. A fine idea, Shomes. It all looks absolutely delicious.
Eat as much as you like. There are always seconds.
Salty AF, he's so salty. He said, why does he get the peasant and I don't, you know? This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. About that telegram from Japan and about Kazuma. I can't let this opportunity slip away. Okay, we gotta talk then. Why is he sitting like that? Why is he sitting like that? What? Shows, what are you getting? Are you trying to flirt with Mikotoba now that he's back from Japan? I mean, yeah, he's sulking, I suppose. Alright, let's just... Why are you sitting? What a weird posture! What the hell? He's relaxing. He does not look relaxed to me. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Bottom behavior. Lamau scandalous, eh? Surely it's abundantly clear that I wasn't brooding over Mikotoba's refusal to share his peasant with me. Nevertheless... Oh my god, Mikotoba is like, it's my peasant. You're not getting any. And he's like, Soon he'll start curling his hair. I know, right? I felt the need to withdraw from the social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes.
Sorry, Hurley, but I cooked that peasant especially for Susie's daddy.
Even though I've played the role of father to you for far longer. Okay, you know what? Sholmes does have a point there. Mr. Sholmes? Can I discuss some things with you? Certainly, my dear fellow. I find myself quite in the mood for a spell of conversation. Wow, this is a quick turnaround, man. He's like, yeah, sure. Hi, Ivy Pool. Hello, welcome in. Hope you enjoy yourself here. No doubt you're hungry to learn more of my deep love of game. I can probably contain my curiosity on that one. Pheasant? Oh, it's pheasant. Oh, sorry. I can't English. Pheasant. Alright. You needn't look at me in that fashion. In what fashion? It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we have some rather unpheasant matters to discuss. Oh my god, the pun. Yeah, you know, Jones, you know. Okay, the telegram from Japan. I've clean forgotten about that, by the way. I have freaking clean forgotten about that. Where's the telegram? Do we have it yet? Is it in the court record? Do we have it? No, we don't. We just have to talk to him about it. Alright. It's like saying I'm tired, then someone mentions, so about this OTP, and going, yes, I'm all ears! And then we have something else important to discuss. Your upcoming wedding to Mikotoba? I mean, what? So... what was in the telegram you received back in Japan then? No problem, I was listening and sounded like sharing a medieval poor farmer. We eat the peasants today, guys! We eat the peasants! Okay, we have peasants for dinner! This? I thank my lucky stars it arrived in time. Record found as indicated. Duplicate follows. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Glickson, J. Wilson. You know, this suddenly makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Sholmes is so ADHD coded and I love him for it. I'm glad you love him because I cannot stand him. I love him as a character. Don't get me wrong, but I cannot stand him. What the hell? Get out of my face. You know? What? Those 4 names! We've come across the exact same list before! They came up in that unforgettable case last spring. What appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder turned out to be masking monumental intrigue. A plot that involved the sale of British governmental secrets to foreign states. In exposing the means by which those secrets were being leaked, we deciphered a fragment of a message. So this is a state secret, apparently. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. But we didn't find the names out until the case was over, and we never did get to the bottom of what they meant. All we knew was that the information had been sent by somebody in the British government to somebody in Japan. Oh shit. So, why are the names coming up again now?
Yes! Where did the sender of your telegram discover them, Mr. Sholmes?
I have here the message I had wired yesterday. Allow me to read it to you. Enter Judge Jigoku's office undetected and investigate telegram records. Judge Jigoku, excuse you? Expect to find a communication from Britain dated 1 year ago. List of 4 names. Need by tomorrow. Naruhodo. I sent it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions of this nature. You asked Inspector Hosonaga to undertake such an onerous task for you? Oh no! Why do they show him in this getup? He has a much better getup. And in my name? I wonder what guise he opted for this time. My dear fellows, it was a matter of great urgency, you understand. Anyway, the list of names was found in Seishiro's office, as Sholmes predicted. So you mean that mysterious collection of names that was sent from Britain to Japan was... It was sent to Judge Jigoku! He was the intended recipient! What? I don't believe it. Huh? But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually signifies. We don't know what it means. We genuinely don't. You know, this is the first time I've seen him like this. Also, nice bow on your head, Sholmes. I did formulate a hypothesis about that. But without a shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Mr. Sholmes looks deadly serious for once. Ooh, he's serious. So he just went, hey, Mikotoba, could you like do this thing? And then Mikotoba's like, oh, fine. Okay, Kazuma's death. We need to know the secret of why you did it, how you did it. That tragedy we had to go through on the SS Beria, it was all for nothing. Kazuma wasn't dead at all. We were completely taken in by the lie you told us. Your great detective's lie. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, whatever the cost. What? He was there to stop Asogi. I capitalized on the events that transpired to see that he was sent back to Japan. His remains, you mean? Precisely, Miss Susato. And then, I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead. Oh my! You mean... The arrangement between our two countries was already in place. One university student, lawyer, and one judicial assistant to be accommodated on a study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill the place originally intended for Mr. Asogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years at least. Wait, do you mean to say that it was all in aid of stopping Kazuma coming to Britain? That's why you... Think back, Mr. Naruhodo. Was there not somebody who quite casually urged you to continue on the voyage to England? Oh, Hosonaga? We haven't seen this man in a while, by the way. The terms of this study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know? All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. The voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Aha! You were the one! Hi Riki, I've been lurking because I was doing dishes. I'm kind of curious on how long I've been watching though. Probably 30 minutes or below. Ah, thank you so much. I mean, lurking is fine. Go do your thing, okay? You don't have to give me your full attention. So, you manipulated me? I've often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive a man. Are you sure it was just friendship? Really? Are you very, very sure? Are you absolutely sure, Mr. Sholmes? Absolutely 100% sure that it was just friendship. Okay, I will leave it at that. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it. But if it was all contrived... I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. How does it feel to be a pawn in a game? I am a pawn in the game of life. I mean, that's my existence so far, isn't it? A woman was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator. What do you suppose became of her? Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the unfortunate soul in finding the foreign refuge she sought. I seem to remember Miss Susato and I had some rather strong words for her. Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. She deserved every word, I'm sure. I wonder if she made it to America then. Man. But why were you stopping? You did not answer that question. I'm afraid I simply cannot comprehend it. Why would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? Why were you so determined to stop Kazuma-sama from reaching Britain? The truth is, 12 months ago, there was already a very tangible omen of the impending tragedy, you see? What tragedy? An omen that, at this very moment in time, is close at hand. What omen? An omen of all these tragic events that already existed a year ago is close at hand? We need to find out exactly what Mr. Sholmes knows. Hi Ruka, welcome in. So, what do we need to do now? What do we need to do? Sorry, my voice is not very good today, so I'll be clearing my throat a bit. Okay. Present a telegram from Japan to discuss it further. Okay, got it. So, yeah, by the way, I'm going to just say that I'll be looking at the guide, okay? I don't keep it a secret, so if you hear me read out instructions, it's because I'm looking at the guide, alright? Okay, let's see if we can see anything. Hosonaga records not as indicated, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, so it wasn't Mikotoba that did it, it was Hosonaga. Anyway, let's just present it to him. There was no room for doubt of your instructions in this telegram, Mr. Sholmes. You were very clear that it was Judge Jigoku's office that should be searched, so... You obviously knew that's where the list of names would be found. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. But we only learned of those 4 names just over 6 months ago now. And only because they appeared as part of the top secret government communications that were leaked. That's true, yes? But at the time you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan. Around 6 months before that. Approximately this time last year, in fact, when you were both still in Japan. Yo? It really would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others for intercepting state secrets. Because after all, I'm perpetually eavesdropping on communications between the British and Japanese governments. Excuse me, Jones? The music changed. I've never heard this music before. You're perpetually doing what? How? Never mind the details, but you should know. No secret is safe from Herlock Sholmes when he has designs on knowing it. Yeah, no secret is safe unless it has to do with his feelings. I mean, what? Oh my! Mr. Sholmes! What a fabulous line! Now, 1 month after that list of 4 names was wired to the recipient Jigoku in Japan, Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. As soon as I learned of the incident, a hypothesis rapidly took shape in my mind. As it turned out, I was partly correct and partly mistaken. That's just all of your hypothesis. That's just all of your hypothesis, okay? Sholmes, let's not kid ourselves. Hi Dinky, welcome in. Let me have a bite of a good one. Nevertheless, it was the beginning of all the tragic events that were to follow. Mr. Sholmes, please tell us all you know. Will you redeem something? What do you get? Well, I'm probably one of the only people with 0 seconds of watch time, or either I don't exist, thus I don't have any watch time. Who knows? Maybe you are a ghost. Maybe. Mr. Sholmes, please tell us all you know. Tell us about these 4 names and the tragedy to which they're all somehow connected. Okay, the 4 names then. Tell us. As I said, when I learned of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, my mind immediately turned to those 4 names. Because, you see... Have a great day. Yes, thank you, Ruka. You have a great day too. There was someone else on the list who I believed to be recently deceased. What? Who? Shin, as it was transcribed in Japanese script. In actual fact, Miss Asashin. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer, well known among London's unsavory classes. Oh, I see. But she had completely vanished from existence several months before Wilson's murder. So I came to the logical conclusion that she had herself been killed. And accordingly, I became fearful for the lives of the remaining 2 persons on the list. Ah! Kate Asogi and T. Gregson! Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. But I determined it would be safest if young Asogi were to stay away from Britain. Ah, so that's why you went to such lengths to prevent his study tour from going ahead. Exactly. So, you already knew who Kazuma-sama was, Mr. Sholmes? Oh, yes, Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. They were always in touch, guys. They were always in touch! I've recounted many tales about Asogi to him in my letters, and the news of Dr. Wilson's death, of course.
No, Iris! So, Dr. Wilson is dead then? I didn't know. Oh, Iris! I know he wasn't my daddy, but still, it's very sad.
Oh no, poor Iris. Come here, let me give you a hug. I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you. No. But what you just told us, Mr. Shorms, doesn't completely tie in with the facts. There's one big hole in your hypothesis. A big hole, Mr. Naruhodo? Ah, yes, you mean about Asashin, I presume? Oh, of course! Exactly. She wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan, posing as a visiting student under the assumed name of Giselle Brett. I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellow. But I only became aware of that fact 2 days ago, in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel. Ah! And upon hearing that startling revelation, the hypothesis that I'd formed surrounding those 4 names was completely turned topsy. What? Topsy? Topsy hypothesis? We have to listen to him yet more about this? What do you mean when you say your hypothesis was turned topsy, Mr. Shorms? I had believed all 4 names on the list to be the names of victims. However, I was mistaken. Very much so. Asashin was a killer. So this telegram is a list of both victims and killers, is it? Indeed. And it would seem that Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching Dr. Wilson. Her visiting student status being merely a front. Ah! Which would of course explain why no motive could be determined for her actions. So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by Asashin is because he was the target of an assassination.
Welcome to Shibdom Ivy Pool. Welcome! And morning, Mayugiku.
And forearmed with that knowledge, fresh consideration of this telegram puts the list in a very different perspective. What do you mean? Well, does it not strike you? There is another among the 4 who subsequently became a visiting student. Oh my god! No! No! Wait, you mean... But of course, a name you know only too well. You mean Kazuma? I mean, he did say he had something he had to do in Britain. I didn't think it was that. Anyway, Kikao stream has been great. We are finding out a lot of new truths. So, oh my god! Oh, he did say in court earlier today. Yes, on 31st October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. And the mission was... So that's why they let him keep his sword. Yeah, he needed the sword, you know? The assassination of the Mark. Young Mr. Asogi accepted that mission a year ago now. Surely not! In conclusion, this document is a contract of sorts. An international agreement, one might say, detailing an assassin exchange. But why? An assassin exchange? How could Kazuma possibly have got involved in something like that? Oh my god. Let's assume that we have 2 parties, each wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. Ivy Pool, I'm already running out of voice. Why are you doing this to me? But okay. I guess Miss Kazuma hasn't changed from case 1-1. Let me think. We were looking at him through rose-colored glasses like Ryu. After all, that mercilessly passionate persistence and fiery aggression were always present in Kazuma. We just didn't see it because it was directed at Aochi, the punching bag, and not us. When Kazuma, quote-unquote, died, Ryu put him up on the pedestal as this perfect person. He's faced with the reality that, like any human, Kazuma was never perfect, he's deeply flawed like everyone. That is true, I agree. Thank you so much for your message. Those two parties then make a contract to swap their respective assassination targets. That would then be an assassin exchange. Yeah, but why? So to begin with, the British assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Japan, where she kills her target. And then the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. It certainly does sound like an exchange. But what on earth is the point? Yeah, my point exactly. Don't forget, Naruhodo, that the British assassin at least escaped conviction. Thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by consular jurisdiction. Oh, yes! Such jurisdiction should be null and void under the terms of the new treaty between our two countries. So the fact that it was brought into play suggests intervention at the very highest levels. The highest levels? These murders were two sides of the same coin, linked not by a common motive but by contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated. Yet in truth, the assassins were complicit in one singular devilish scheme. That dissociation and the safeguard of diplomatic immunity were, I believe, the motivation behind this plot. I'm confused. But wait a minute, Sholmes! Hi, Almond. If this telegram really is describing the exchange of assassins as you're suggesting, it would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Seishiro Jigoku at all. It would mean Azuki's target was actually Inspector Grigson. What? Kazuma was here for Grigson? So Judge Jigoku wasn't actually the mark? Yes, that's exactly what it would mean. I hold myself personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! I told him of my fears and implored him to seek a transfer to an overseas position. Obviously, with the young pickpocket in tow. Yes, Gina. Come to think of it, Inspector Grigson did mention that to us at the Great Exhibition. That he'll be transferring to the Paris police and taking Gina with him. But without informing me, he engaged in one last assignment, it seems. And sadly, it turned out to be his very last. This is too much to take in. Right. I still don't understand the swap thing. What? Show me crashing out. I guess he kinda did.
Alright, everyone. That's quite enough of all that serious talk for one day. Isn't it, Harley? I mean, look at the time.
You'll learn about this soon. Okay, great. Ah, quite right, Iris. We must conclude our preparations for tomorrow. What preparations? Well, I think I shall make my way back to my hotel room now. This has certainly been a night to remember.
It is a little bit sad, though.
Hmm?
I mean, I like the idea of you being my daddy. Because then Susie would have been my big sister.
I'm sorry, Iris. I know, Iris. I was thinking quite the same thing. Oh, that's so cute.
Were you?
But if somebody like me would be worthy, I would be delighted to become your sister.
What? Really?
Oh yes, without question.
So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to throw Runa to the floor?
Yes, yes, of course. It would be my pleasure. You didn't have to agree quite so readily. Poor Runosuke.
Oh, that Wait a minute. If Susie's gonna be my big sister, you could be my big brother if you want, Runo.
Rip Rue. He's always being bullied. I agree. Huh? I mean, yes, of course. If you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother. Well done, Iris. We must always be mindful of feelings. I've raised you so well. Because being sensitive is your strong suit, naturally. Oh my gosh, shut up. Little sister is winning. Little sister always wins, guys.
Right. I'm going to work extra hard for tomorrow now. Because it's for my big brother and sister.
Oh, found family, they're so precious to me. They are very, very precious. Oh, they're so cute. What is all this talk about preparing for tomorrow? Preparing what?
You'll just have to wait and see.
Oh. Good luck in court tomorrow. I'm expecting a sterling performance. I'll do my very best, of course. We're gonna see Princess Barak again. So the overnight break in the trial's proceedings became a crucial turning point, exposing new truths whilst posing new conundrums. That list of 4 names on the telegram in Judge Jikoku's office, and the extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend had somehow become involved. I felt as though I had been plunged into an even greater darkness all of a sudden. But at the same time, I felt sure I would see the light again soon. Buddy may fumble it harder than Mr. Boots. I'm not sure of that. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. Oh, that's so cute! To be continued! Found family! Oh god, I don't know how long the next part is, by the way. I'm like, ooh. How long is the next part? Hold on. This is the adventures. Let's just overwrite. Yes, overwrite this part. Okay, so let me just see the guide and see what we have. Careful with spoilers. I know. I just want to see how long it is. Oh, actually, I think the next part won't be that long. Okay, I think it won't be that long. Alright, so we could probably do part 2. Okay? Like, all it took is like 2 scrolls to get to the next part. So I think we can try and do it. Alright? Alright. IV pool. It's so complicated. Like, Kazuma still cares about Ryu. That hasn't changed. But now Ryu's forced to see through this trial all the things Kazuma's been struggling with that's crushing him. He finally sees every aspect of Kazuma, including the darker parts. And then he'll fall even deeper in love with Kazuma. I mean what? Yes. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, let me just finish my last one. And then we'll continue. Alright? Alright. Unfortunately, the ASMR for this is not going to be very striking because it's soft stuff. If it was a crunch, you guys will really enjoy it. Please drink water.
Okay, we continue.
4th November, 9:30 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. Before we begin today, I have a brief announcement. As with the closed trial 10 years ago, some astonishing facts have come to light in these proceedings. The revelation that the well-known Reaper is actually an organization illegally executing its own brand of justice. And The discovery that a respected yard inspector was at its heart until he himself perished in an assassination plot. Well, I say to all members of the judiciary here present on this occasion that we will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings. You know, I'm very surprised there weren't any birds flying across the back. I was convinced there would be birds, you know. Counsels, you will undertake this trial with the resolve to pursue the truth to the bitter end. Resolve, yes, that's my intention. My lord, if I may inquire, the defendant may speak. On what grounds is Kazuma Asogi permitted to continue in his role as prosecutor? You know, that's a valid question. He has admitted to colluding with the victim in a plot to assassinate an innocent man. He shouldn't be enjoying the privilege of freedom, let alone be leading the prosecution. I submitted a written petition to Lord Strongheart, requesting that judgment of my transgressions be delayed by 1 day. You did what? In today's proceedings, I intend to expose everything. My whole life for the last 10 years has all been leading up to this 1 day. Kazuma. Whatever the outcome of this trial, I give my word that I will accept whatever punishment is deemed appropriate, however severe. And I suggest you prepare yourself for the same, Reaper. Kazuma is bristling with hostility today. I get the distinct impression we're heading into very dangerous territory.
Is there really even Kazuma-sama standing before us?
As an extreme exception to normal practices, I have granted this prosecutor's request. The defense finds this acceptable, I presume? Yes, my lord. In that case, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed hearing of Baroque Van Zeeks. Hell yeah, let's go! The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready. Very well then. This preamble has taken long enough. Prosecutor Asogi, begin. As you wish, my lord. The prosecution calls the first witness to the stand. Bring Seishiro Jigoku into the courtroom. At last, then, we've reached the final battle. He's putting literally everything on the line now in order to get to the truth. Well, for once, it's the prosecution putting everything on the line. Like, for once. Come on, Ryunosuke. It's time for that steely resolve, because this is going to test it to the limit. Hello, sir? Witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Ah, so it was you who issued this, was it? Your subpoena? I did what was necessary. Well, look what the young man has become. I didn't think I'd see the day when you'd take that tone with me, I must say. The witness will ensure his responses are pertinent to the questions asked. My name is Seishiro Jigoku, a Supreme Court judge from the Empire of Japan. 16 years ago, this man came to London as a visiting student. 6 years later, he returned to Japan. As well as presiding over the Supreme Court, he is also currently Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. I am of course fully aware of Mr. Jigoku and his preeminent roles. I invited him personally to the International Forensic Science Symposium as a representative of his country. I hear he also played a key role in the conclusion of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Ah, it was a great honor to be involved in the negotiations. I put my all into that treaty. Just Jigoku, I must ask. Well, I never. Fancy the young murdering student turning up here of all places. Hey, rude! You acquitted me yourself! And now I'm a practicing defense lawyer. Yes, and full of self-importance like your friend across the courtroom, I see. You came here to London by invitation to the International Forensic Science Symposium. But then, without informing anyone of your plans, you took flight to France. Took flight? I'd have to object to that turn of phrase. Then explain yourself. What exactly were the circumstances? Well, I was somewhat expecting this, and I'm sorry to say, I declined to comment. What? Leaving the country prematurely when I was an invited guest may be questionable etiquette, but my decision is unrelated to this case. I can't be bound to testify. Unrelated, you say? I appreciate that a respected police inspector has been killed, for which I offer my condolences. However, being an alien, I obviously never met the man, nor do I know the first thing about him. Okay. Two can play at this game. As such, I'm in no position to testify. It's as simple as that. So you would run from all this? I beg your pardon? This case is more far-reaching than the murder of Inspector Gregson. It has ties to another murder, a case that was tried in Japan almost a year ago now. A year ago in Japan? The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson, you mean? That's right! And you, Judge Jigoku, are at the heart of both cases. The defense has evidence to prove it. Well, Ryunosuke, I see from the look in your eyes that you're resolved to carry this through to the very end too. Let's see your evidence then. What proof do you have that Seishiro Jigoku is involved in this case? This thing? Definitely not this one. It should be this one. It should be this one. If it's wrong, oh my god. This is a telegram detailing a communication sent between Britain and Japan approximately 1 year ago. The communication contained four names: K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, and J. Wilson. Hold it. You little... Oh, where did you get that? Aha. Oh, he angry. He very angry. In Tokyo. From your office, Judge Jigoku. What? How on earth did you... What's all this about? Why is my name on that list? This list of four names follows a certain pattern. T. Gregson and J. Wilson are the names of victims. K. Asogi and A. Shin are the names of assassins. No. A year ago in Tokyo, Dr. John H. Wilson's life was taken in a Western-style restaurant in the capital. The culprit was found to be a visiting student who went by the name of Giselle Brett. But her real name was Asashin, a professional killer sent on a mission to kill from Great Britain. A. Shin and her victim J. Wilson. And the murder that just took place here in London was the counterpart to that crime. An assassin sent from Japan, also a visiting student, Kazuma Asogi, whose victim was the British police inspector Tobias Gregson. K. Asogi and T. Gregson. One assassin from each country to kill a target residing in the other. What exactly is the defense suggesting? These two cases of murder, one that took place in Britain and one in Japan, were masterminded by a pair of individuals from each country as a form of assassin exchange. And the telegram the defense has acquired is proof of this international contract to kill. What? What? Imagine the prosecutor is an assassin. The telegram was found in your office, Just Jigoku. In other words, the mastermind in Japan was you.
Ah well.
Just Jigoku? What's this all about? Dun-dun-dun. Ooh, look at all these badges on him. And you, Kazuma, you lied. During yesterday's proceedings, you acknowledged that you had accepted the assassination mission. But the mark wasn't just Jigoku at all. It was T. Gregson, Detective Inspector of Scotland Yard, as shown by the name on the killing contract. Very impressive, Ryunosuke. Whoa! Whoa! But actually, I didn't lie. The name of the target I was ordered to kill never passed my lips yesterday. The idea that Seishiro Jigoku was the mark came entirely from you. He went! Yeah, that's right, he went with Gregson, remember? He went with Gregson. You deliberately avoided saying a name? The defense claims these four names indicate some sort of international assassin exchange. I'm sure I speak for all present when I say that the very idea seems utterly absurd. Well, Mr. Jigoku, what do you have to say for yourself? His silence only goes to prove his guilt. There's another very important point that this new development brings to light. There's now a distinct possibility that the scene of Inspector Gregson's actual murder was in the witness's cabin aboard the SS Grouse. Oh shit. Judge Jigoku, you have to testify now. To refuse will put you in contempt of court. He's stroking one of his many beards. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 7 beards. There's no need for quite such a vicious stare, young man. See, 7 beards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Very well then. As a parting gift to you all, I'll tell you everything I know. It seems this Japanese gentleman has information that the court must hear about alleged assassin exchange and the events of the night of the 31st October. Present your formal testimony now. As you wish, my lord. You have to hear what he's gonna say. Okay, the assassin exchange. It's true that Kazuma Asogi was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago now. The target was Inspector T. Gregson. That was a condition of the British study tour. However, in the end, something happened that meant the young man was unable to carry out his mission. On the evening in question, a member of the crew was on duty outside my cabin at all times. If there had been a shot fired, the crewman would have heard it, so clearly I can't be involved. Yeah, but you bribed him. You freaking bribed him. He's bribable, you know? Yeah, you gave him money. He's like, yes, clearly I can't be involved. So you admit it then, as this communication suggests. There really was an assassin exchange arrangement between Britain and Japan. A political endeavor at the highest levels. Not something I can discuss here. Okay, fine. Okay, so Okay, so present the evacuation drill itinerary on statement 4 or statement 5. So yeah, we'll just go, okay? To use such a worthy practice as foreign study to coerce somebody to commit murder. It's the most appalling thing I've ever heard. Appalling? Well, it's easy to judge. Pardon? Asogi had a reason for taking his sword to that British inspector, you know? What? Which is why he accepted the mission in the first place. Isn't that right, Council? Kazuma? Kazuma-sama? Judge Jigoku, if you are the mastermind behind this operation in Japan, then tell the court the identity of your counterpart in Britain. I'm not obliged to divulge the information. You wanna bet his counterpart is freaking Strongheart? You wanna bet it's Strongheart? I can't freaking, if it's Strongheart, I'll just be like, Lumbo! I'm not obliged to divulge the information. As I said yesterday, I've killed nobody. I freely admit that I accepted the mission, but on the night the plan was to be executed, I backed out. In short, this assassin exchange that the defense has identified is unrelated to the events of this case. The crucial point is this. Your police inspector can't have perished aboard that steamship in Dunkirk, because if he had been shot in the cabin, it's inconceivable that a member of the crew wouldn't have heard it. That's right. Gregson was killed after returning to London, in a room on Fresno Street. And the perpetrator of the crime was the Reaper, Baroque Van Zieks. The prosecution's accusation remains unchanged. To think that a seemingly innocent foreign exchange program was a facade for such what the hell is this? Give me a moment. Machiavellian? Is that how you pronounce this? Villian?
Machiavellian.
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 Machiavellian. Cunning, scheming, and unscrupulous, especially in politics. A whole range of outrageous Let me hear this again.
Machiavellian.
Machiavellian. Okay, Machiavellian. Got it. To think that there was a facade for such Machiavellian dealings. Oh my gosh, I think I got it. Machiavellian dealings. Machiavellian. Oh my gosh, yes, got it. Guys, the captions approve. Clearly, it's a plot only a government minister and high-ranking judge such as the witness could hope to execute. Well, I seem to recall that it was someone on the British side who controlled everything. Machiavellian. Yeah, okay. Named after a person. Yeah, it sounds like a person's name. I agree. Be that as it may, it is not the place of this court to pursue this villainous assassin exchange plot. We are concerned only with the tangible events pertaining to the murder of Inspector Gregson. I believe, at least.
Don't tell me stuff you haven't checked.
Is the defense clear on that point, counsel? Yes, my lord. I'll keep that in mind as I cross-examine the witness. Okay, statement 4 is statement 5. We need to show the... was on duty, if there had been a shot fired. So what we need to do is show this. So apparently there was this evacuation drill itinerary. So basically assemble on the main deck at 10 PM. This drill would take 20 minutes. So basically there were 20 minutes past 10 PM that, you know, no one was stationed outside his door. That's kind of like the main thing. Yes, as the court has heard, there was a crewman posted outside Judge Jigoku's cabin. However, we can be sure that, contrary to the witness's claim, The guard wasn't there at all times. What? I have here a notice of a particular event that was scheduled to take place aboard the steamship on the 31st. What? Where did you get that? It's evidence gathered by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. You were acquainted yesterday, if you remember. Herlock Sholmes again. According to this itinerary, after leaving the port of Dunkirk at exactly 10 p.m. and for a period of 20 minutes, all crewmen of the SS Grouse were to gather on deck for an evacuation drill. Rubbing salt to wounds be like rubbing Sholmes to wounds. Yeah, indeed, huh? All crewmen were away from their posts? And during that 20-minute interval, of course, any gunshots emanating from your cabin would have been heard by no one. Ooh. I can almost hear the ooh. In summary, Judge Jigoku, you had ample opportunity to commit the crime. Ah! A 20-minute window of opportunity. That's an excellent find, Ryunosuke. But it amounts to nothing. Why? Because the witness clearly stated in his testimony that no incident occurred in his cabin. Unless you have some decisive evidence that can show his testimony to be false. Your accusation is nothing more than conjecture. Very true. Well, counsel? Inspector Gregson was killed in Judge Jigoku's cabin that night. I'm certain of it. Because the defense has the evidence to prove it. Do we? You will present the evidence for the defense at once, counsel. ちょっと待ってください. We have the evidence? Oh my gosh, this is the first time I've heard of it. Damn. Okay, so... Okay, we have no picture of the bullet hole, so... Oh! We do... Oh! The component! Of course! Okay, give me a moment. We need to examine it first, so we don't uselessly lose another star again. Okay, we're going to examine it. Okay, we're going to examine this first. You see this? You see these little things all over the place, don't you? It's the part on the top of a pocket watch that you twist to set the time, isn't it? It's called the crown, I believe. A watch would be quite useless without one. The crown? Like what sits on top of a monarch's head? That's a very grand name for such a tiny part. But actually... Yes, Mr. Naruhodo? If this is a crown, I have a feeling I might have seen a monarch around here somewhere with a very bare head. If by monarch you mean pocket watch, then I'm quite sure you have. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna get from here. So we have to examine the pocket watch to see if it fits. Okay, we're gonna examine it. Hey yo. What do you think, Miss Susato? I feel sure I know exactly what will fit here. Really? I was just thinking precisely the same thing. We're about to see that the little round component is actually part of Inspector Gregson's broken pocket watch. Let's go. Really? I was just thinking precisely that too. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Boy! A perfect fit! I did mention it was from a very familiar watch the last stream. I'm sorry, I forgot. I knew it. Alright, perhaps you knew it. I'll make a note of this new information at once. Da-da-da! Okay, so we have proof. We have this proof now. Okay, so we're going to just go back. What proof do you have? What proof? We has proof. Judge Jigoku, this was found in your cabin yesterday. What is that? The crown of a pocket watch? A pocket watch? And if you will observe, the victim's pocket watch, which we know he treasured, is missing precisely that part. It can't be. Moreover, this crown is a perfect fit on the spindle protruding from the victim's watch. Now, the fact that this was retrieved from Judge Jigoku's cabin tells us that the victim's watch almost certainly broke there. In other words, the victim was killed on the 31st during the 20-minute evacuation drill in the cabin occupied by you, Judge Jigoku.
Oh my gosh, is that Chisa raid?
Hands up, pants down, hands up, pants down. No, I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing a skirt. Ah!
Hi Chisa, welcome. Hi raiders. Hi, how was
the wolf among us. Words are escaping me today. I'm so sorry. I swear it's the Mercury retrograde.
Hi Chisa, hi, how are you? Hey, hi raiders. I'm Miyori Shiba VTuber.
I enjoy playing Ace Attorney series, which I'm kind of wrapping up now. I'm very sad about that. I also play Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves, and I do tarot readings for viewers every Sunday. So if you like that kind of stuff, feel free to join my community. Also, I like to talk a lot, so yeah, that's what you're gonna expect by hanging around. Hey. You hear that Chechi wearing pants? Pant. Yes, I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing a skirt. Yeah, exactly. Hey, yay. So anyways, I hope you had a great game, Chisa. And if you need to rest, go rest. If you want to lurk, I'll be happy to have you. How's the game? Well, you see this guy's face? Yeah, that's how the game's kind of going. It'd be how Ace Attorney games go, you know? Yeah, we're kind of we're at like the second last part of the last episode, so a lot of things are going on. Yeah, seems rather surprised, more like horrified that he's been exposed in some way. I'm gonna continue, all right? Okay. If you guys want to hang around, feel free to hang around. Chisa, if you need a rest, feel free to go rest.
Thank you so much. I'll take care of your community. Woo!
Well, you're razor sharp, aren't you, you young murderer? Ha 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 ha! GG. Expertly maneuvered, Ryunosuke. And your argument sounds entirely plausible. At first. Okay, what is it now? What is it now, huh? But rather like this pocket watch, it's full of cracks. What? And I believe Judge Jigoku feels the same way. And now he's doing the ooh, you know? I was wrong to acquit you earlier in the year. Hey, rude. Sorry? If I'd known that it would result in anyone having to listen to this drivel, I would have declared you guilty just to spare the world your ridiculous bombast. Why is everyone being rude to Ryunosuke again? I think it's clear that the witness will have to give further testimony. When you hear what actually happened in my cabin that night, you'll notice the pitfall into which you've stumbled. Okay. Prior to your renewed testimony, I would like to clarify one point. Sorry. The fact that this part of the victim's watch was discovered in your cabin means that you acknowledge she was there, I presume? Yes, I do. Very well then. You may proceed to give your formal testimony about what exactly happened in your cabin aboard the ship on the evening of the 31st October. This looks more like Umineko when they cried than Ace Attorney. I can assure you this is very much Ace Attorney. Of course, as a man of the law, I have no intention of obstructing justice. We need Apollo justice in here, guys, please. Yeah. the events in the cabin. Alright. I had a guest waiting for me when I returned to my cabin after finishing my evening meal in the dining room. When I walked through the door, a mustachioed Englishman was there, foolishly waving a gun at me. I soon took care of him with an ippon seo. What is this? Stop with the new word. What is this? What is this? One arm over the back throw, so one shoulder throw. Like, oh yeah. Ippon seo. How do you pronounce this? Pronunciation? Please? Please? The se. Okay. Hold on. Seoi. Hold on. Seoi. Nage seoi. Okay. Nage seoi. Ippon seoi. Okay, got it. Thank you. Oh my gosh, they need to stop doing this to me, man. As if I'm not stressed enough. Also, I like how the ribbon from your scream overlay looks like Jigoku. Guy has it on his head. Yeah, exactly. All the men here be looking fab, okay, with the ribbon. Ippon seoi. Okay, got it. I soon took care of him with an ippon seoi throw, though. He couldn't wait to run away after that. I imagine his watch was broken when I threw him over my shoulder. It has nothing to do with his murder. The inspector was clearly killed having returned to Britain, because his body was found in London. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Ippon seoi? A common jujutsu martial arts technique in my country. I was careful not to use too much force, but the man obviously landed too heavily for his watch to take. So, Ryunosuke naruhodo. I imagine you can see the flaw in your logic now, can't you? What? The fact that the pocket watch was broken in the witness's cabin in no way proves that the victim's murder took place there. I've no doubt the inspector intended to kill me, but he didn't manage to pull the trigger. Yes, because he was merely the tactician, not the Reaper's hand of death. Well, the testimony appears to make perfect sense as far as I can tell. No! Oh no! We have to save Princess Barak. Let me express my deep gratitude for your understanding, my lord. But if this testimony holds, just Jigoku will be deemed to have had no involvement in the case. Well, counsel, I really see no reason for wasting precious court time here on a cross-examination. Ah, hell no, we take in that cross-examination, because it's all we have. Sorry, my lord, the defense has a right to cross-examine, and I don't intend to squander that. You're an embarrassment to your countrymen, not knowing when you're beaten. You are so hostile, shut up. In that case, proceed, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, he gotta be fair, you know, he gotta be fair. Okay, what do we do? How do we deal with this asshole? Okay, blah 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 blah. So... Okay, so let me just see. Okay, so I have to press statement 5. Okay, so we press statement 5, okay? We have to press statement 5. Okay, we press this. Mata! But there's no evidence that proves the victim ever returned to London alive. Just take a moment to think that idea of yours through now, stripling. What? If the inspector was killed on a steamship in France, how on earth could he have got back to Britain? When people people die, their bodies remain at that same spot. It's a devil of a thing. Well, then obviously the culprit must have moved the body. How exactly? Carrying a corpse off a ship in your arms would raise a few eyebrows at least, don't you think? Well, yes, that's true, but all passenger luggage is inspected when it is unloaded from arriving vessels. And I would like to think the border police would query the corpse of an English gentleman as hand luggage. The way they phrase it is so funny. If the murder had taken place aboard the ship, you would imagine the body would have been disposed of at sea. There would be no sense in risking being caught by attempting to transport the body back to Britain. That's killed the idea then.
But perhaps not. Miss Susato?
We've heard that the first-class passengers were under constant scrutiny by the crewmen posted to guard them, which would mean that the culprit had no opportunity to dispose of the body in the sea. Yes, that's true. So transporting the body to Britain may have been the only viable alternative. Dear me, you really are new to this, aren't you?
Are?
I thought I'd been perfectly clear, but it seems I'm going to have to explain it in words you can understand. I think I ought to alter my testimony, with your consent, of course, my lord. I have no objection. State your amended testimony now. There's no possible way I could have transported the victim's corpse back to Britain. Okay, now this one is interesting, okay? Because I'm supposed to... present... Okay, let's just see what we got. Okay, so let us perhaps examine this first, okay? We gotta examine this first. Okay, I don't think we have much. Alright. Wait, you see his luggage there? You see his luggage there? I think this is what we have to show. The logic I still don't quite understand, but I kind of get it as well. There's no possible way you could have moved Inspector Grigson's body, you say? I would say the opposite is true. And what's that supposed to mean? Far from being impossible for you to do, the transporting of Inspector Grigson's body back to Britain is something only you could do. Oh shit! Oh shit! What are you talking about, Ryunosuke? As well as being a judge, Mr. Jikoku is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Which means he's exempt from having his luggage searched when he enters the country. We learned that when we first met you upon your arrival in London. Oh yeah, Mikotoba did mention it. Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a lot of time. I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you? Ah, I knew you were jealous. Ha 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 ha. I presume you recall this, Judge Jigoku? It's a photograph we took in the foyer of the hotel to mark the occasion. As the court will note, you have with you your large travel trunk. Large enough, in fact, to have a corpse inside. Mr. Naruhodo, surely you're not suggesting... I'm afraid I am, yes. 3 days ago, when we were chatting innocently with the new arrivals from Japan in the hotel, the body of Inspector Grigson was just meters away from us, inside Judge Jikoku's trunk. Oh my god! Order! Order! Order in court! I'm skeptical, counsel, that a grown man's body could fit inside... Sorry. That a grown man's body could fit inside even the largest travel trunk. It could. Because I happen to know that the witness himself, a man of considerable size, fits inside his trunk. And verifying that would be extremely simple, wouldn't it, Just Jigoku? Yeah, it's like, get inside. But inside his trunk? How horrifying! And after we'd spoken of you at the Great Waterloo Hotel, you had the opportunity to visit the apparent scene on Fresno Street, taking your trunk with you in a cab to deposit the inspector's body. I don't have to listen to this nonsense. Dr. Gori, the coroner who examined the body, has confirmed the possibility. She's acknowledged there are signs that steps may have been taken to disguise the true time of death. The onset of the body's decomposition could have been delayed by storing it in a refrigerator. Counsel, as I remember explaining yesterday, refrigerators of the requisite size are few and far between. Yes, I'm sure they are, but one place they're certainly found is on large ocean liners. Such ships are equipped with electrically refrigerated cold rooms to keep food fresh on their long sea voyages. And the SS Grouse is no exception. Professor Mikotoba told me about it only yesterday. Well, Just Jigoku? However much you prolong this debate, you can't eliminate the truth. All the evidence points to you being the killer. Well, this is all very heartening. I can see that it was a wise move, letting Asogi and you embark on this study tour. What are you talking about now? Logical reasoning, of course. All court proceedings will be built on logical reasoning in the new century. And I can see that you've both laid firm foundations for that already. Just Jigoku, please! Stop diverting attention from the issue at hand! The defense has made an accusation against you. How do you respond? Respond? There's really no need for me to respond, is there? Why ever not? Because before you can even begin to answer the question of when the victim was killed, you must first establish one key fact. Where was the victim killed? It's quite illogical. The actual scene of the crime. The prosecution's stance is unaltered. The killing took place on Fresno Street when the gunshot was heard. As the accused, Baroque and Zeeks, shot the victim at point-blank range. Since no tangible evidence exists to disprove the prosecution's claim at this time, the defense's deductions amount to little more than an elaborate fairy tale. Oof! Ouch! I'm afraid that's how the logical reason the British are known for really works, young stripling. Think, Ryunosuke, think! The victim was shot in that little room on Fresno Street and died instantly? I'm afraid it's the prosecution's claim. That's the only fairy tale here. How can you say that? Quite simply, because that claim directly contradicts a certain piece of evidence in our possession. Are? It does? I'm so confused this round. Very tantalizing, counsel. I think you had better explain yourself to the court, don't you? The prosecution claims that Inspector Grigson died instantly when he was shot at the scene on Fresno Street. But this evidence clearly contradicts that claim. Okay, what evidence is this? I'm just here like, okay. Okay, so we will have to present a photo of Grigson, because you remember he was quite curled up, right? And then, I remember that Judge Jigoku said that if people died in that position, they kind of like are stuck in that position. I think that's kind of like what they're saying. A photograph of the victim in the very location you claim he wasn't killed. Yes, but the point is the posture of the body itself. If Inspector Grigson had been shot there in that room, it's out of the question that his body would have been curled up in a ball like that. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but your logic is flawed. When is it not, Lemao? He could easily have adopted that fetal position due to the pain of the shot, which subsequently proved fatal. He died instantly! I'm sorry to disappoint you, Judge Jigoku, but it's your logic that is flawed. What? According to this autopsy report, the victim died instantly. He would have felt no pain, much less have been able to draw himself into that position. Ah! Oh shit! I love that face. Which begs the question of why the victim's body is curled up in that way. Though the answer should be abundantly clear by now. You're suggesting... The inspector's body took on that posture ahead of its arrival on Fresno Street, before it was coldly turned out on the floor. From the inside of a large travel trunk. No! You're quite right! The shape of the body? It looks exactly as if it had been kept in a confined space! Oh, shit! Shit, no! Judge Jigoku, present your trunk for examination. I believe it's very possible that it will contain traces of the victim's blood. Gar! Yep, come on. Present my trunk? I refuse! What? On what grounds? Oh. And yes, hello, Oshi, what's cooking? This case cooking, real good. I'm the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Empire of Japan. I shouldn't have to put up with this treatment just because of some stripling's baseless accusations. In other words, Judge Jigoku, there is blood in your trunk. I decline to answer that. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I have privileges that allow me to... Oh, shut up. At this moment, you're not a government minister. You are a witness in a trial in Britain's highest court. I don't care who you are or what your status outside this courtroom might be, you will not withhold information. Oh my gosh, that was so sexy. You go, Ryunosuke. Nothing is more important than the truth. Order! Order in court! Well, Mr. Jigoku, what's it to be? Sexy, right? I mean, the Naruhodo bloodline has some really sexy men. Ah, beautiful. I want a waffle. Hello. Hi, how's the stream going? I'm tired. I'm so tired. But the show must go on. Let's go. You can't be serious. You did it? Have you no shame at all, Kazuma Asogi? What? Very well, I admit it. I did bring the inspector's body into the country. Inside my trunk, exactly as postulated by the defense. What? You... Dear God! Outrageous! So it was you! You admit to Inspector Gregson... No, I admit to nothing more than what I've said. Of killing the man, I certainly have no recollection. What on earth is that cryptic statement supposed to mean? I merely disposed of the inspector's body, which was left in my cabin. In order to avoid unwanted attention, as the judicial assistant over there pointed out, I had no chance to throw it into the ocean. So, I decided my only option was to bring it into Britain with me and dispose of it somewhere else. You can't still deny it. If you didn't do it, then who on earth did kill the man? As you know, there was one other person in my cabin that night. He had the opportunity. And moreover, he had already accepted a mission to take the inspector's life. Are you accusing Kazuma Asogi? Sir? Oh. That's right. Who else could it have been? It was you, Kazuma Asogi. You... Well, seems like relations have soured since then, no? I never thought you'd stoop to this, Seisho Jigoku. I've taken the words straight out of my mouth. Prosecutor Kazuma Asugi. It's been a while since I tuned in here. Always happy to have you, no matter how few and far in between your trips here are. You thought by leaving the body in my cabin you could pin the crime on me, did you? Well, the prosecution counsel has already admitted to visiting the witness's cabin on the night in question. Yes, on an assassination mission, no less. You wouldn't. So, what do you make of that, young stripling? You've heard my testimony now, and that's all I have to say on the matter. I'll admit to nothing more.
I don't believe this.
Counsel for the defense, what is your position now? The court awaits your response to the witness's assertion. The assertion that on the night in question, the victim's assailant was in fact Mr. Kazuma Asugi. This isn't the dead end it seems to be. The answer's right in front of me. Well, he's right there, of course he is. It comes down to Jigoku, or Kazuma. Both of them had the opportunity to kill Grayson, but only one of them did it. And I'm just a step away from proving who. Very well. The defense is ready to respond to the assertion put forward by Judge Jigoku. The idea that the victim's murder could have been committed by Prosecutor Asugi is... Guys, come on, it's impossible! He is husband material, okay? That's why it's impossible. Let's go. Yeah, anyway, Asugi, on grounds that you are husband material, I will say impossible. Yes, that's my reasoning. Judge Jigoku, let me remind you of something you said only a few minutes ago. You claimed that logical reasoning is the future of the judicial process. It is? No question. Well, logical reasoning can prove something here. Namely, that it would have been impossible for Prosecutor Asugi to commit the crime. Oh, music! Oh, the music! Oh, yeah! Let's go! What? Oh, I love this one so much! Look at him, he's like... His heart trembles. He's in love. Yeah. The court will only accept an argument that is supported by compelling evidence. So, present what you have, counsel. Okay, let's see. What do we have to point out? Okay. Let's see. We have okay, so I know what I have to present. What proof is there that allegedly demonstrates the impossibility of Prosecutor Asugi's involvement? The evacuation drill itinerary. It's this one. This itinerary for crew members of the SS Grouse, my lord. This is conclusive proof. An itinerary? Itinerary, sorry. How does that prove anything? Judge Jigoku, the moment you acknowledged that you found the victim's body in your cabin, this itinerary suddenly became much more significant. What? Why? On the night in question, as always, a crewman sentry was on guard outside your cabin door. As long as he was there, nobody could have fired a shot inside the cabin. Absolutely, because it's inconceivable that the guard wouldn't have heard it and come to investigate. So that tells us that the crime must have taken place when the guard was elsewhere. And that narrows it down to the 20 minutes just after 10 o'clock as indicated on the itinerary. Yes, I see no flaw in your reasoning so far. But the crucial point is this. When the evacuation drill took place, the steamship had already put to sea from the port of Dunkirk. Now, clearly the murder could only have been committed by somebody who was aboard the vessel at the time. But Prosecutor Asugi stated in yesterday's proceedings I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Grixon and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning. Which I'm sure the court will agree is conclusive proof that Kazuma Asogi couldn't possibly have carried out the killing. He defended the bay. No, absolutely not. I don't accept that at all. What do you mean? The boy's just saying that to exonerate himself. We can't trust that he really disembarked the vessel. Obviously, after he left the cabin, he hid himself somewhere nearby on the ship. Just waiting for his chance to come back and... Oh. No, that's out of the question. Isn't it, Kazuma? As the defense rightly recalls, I disembarked the vessel and spent the night in a boarding house in Dunkirk. And as I said yesterday, I signed my name in the accommodations register book. And it's all extremely easy to verify and undeniable proof. Ack! No! He's gone. There's no escape this time. Okay, see you, Dinky. Good night. You can forget that you're a judge or a government minister. It's time you gave the court an honest answer as a common man. Oh no, is he gonna break it again? Is he gonna break the stand? You killed Inspector Tobias Grigson and transported his corpse back to Britain. Then you dumped the body in a room on Fresno Street and made it look as if the murder had happened there. That's what really happened, isn't it, Seishiro Jigoku? It was that damned trial 10 years ago. That's when all this began. Looking back now, my fate was decided that day. I was doomed already. Ah! Oh my god! He really broke it! He broke the damn thing! It's over! My life is over. Oh, he broke the witness stand again. A British assassin to eliminate a professor in Japan. A Japanese assassin to eliminate a detective in Britain. Both assassins will use diplomatic immunity to evade conviction and return safely to their homelands. The assassin exchange request arrived from Britain about 1 year ago. Though it was hardly a request, it was a demand. And for that, you decided to recruit Mr. Asogi. But things didn't go according to plan. Your chosen assassin never made it to Britain. And you found yourself unable to dispatch a replacement. Because I was already on my way to Britain at that time in Kazuma's place. And that left me with only one option for carrying out my obligation. To eliminate the mark myself, personally. Of course, there was but a single opportunity for me to do that. The International Forensic Science Symposium, I presume? That's right. I decided it would be safest to carry out the plan before my arrival in Britain. So I enlisted the help of my British counterpart and made arrangements for a pretext that would take the inspector to Dunkirk. To lure the man in, he was given a sham mission by the Reaper. What? The Reaper? But there's only one person who could have done that. The mastermind of the entire operation. The Reaper himself. Ah! So, that means that the assassin exchange was... It was all planned by the Reaper. I'm not at liberty to say anything about my British counterpart. Anyway, the inspector accepted the Reaper's mission and dutifully infiltrated my cabin on the steamship. But it was all a trap designed to lead him to France and his own death. Oh, how awful! It was past was 9 o'clock when I returned to my cabin from the dining hall that evening. I didn't give him time to attack me. I choked him until he lost consciousness. But there was a guard just outside the door, so I left it at that for the time being. Even the slightest noise might have aroused suspicion, so I bided my time, waiting. For the 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. I had intended to finish him by strangulation, but moments before I had a chance, he suddenly came round and went for me in a reckless move. Oh no! I received the British issue gun 16 years earlier, being a member of the judiciary as a visiting student. So it was your gun! I never imagined I'd have to use it for something like that. So the revolver belongs to you, does it? Then the victim was killed inside your cabin on the SS grounds, which begs the question of why you arranged for his body to be discovered in the room on Fresno Street. The young judicial assistant over there has already answered that question. There was no way I could take the body up on deck to throw it over the side. That's precisely where all the crewmen were gathered for the evacuation drill. So before the first-class cabin sentries returned, I took the corpse to the refrigeration room. And then, on arriving in Dover, you concealed the body in your trunk in order to smuggle it past the border police. I knew I needed to take steps if the police were to be convinced when the body was found in London. In that case, you must have known. You must have had intimate details of Inspector Grigson's intended schedule. Yes, a British counterpart sent me everything I needed to know. The inspector was due at Fresno Street at 5 o'clock that afternoon, in order to meet a man by the name of Hugh Boone, from whom he would take back his police identification. I decided that man would be the perfect person to set up as the culprit. So I took a hackney carriage over there with the body still in my trunk. That must have been just after we took this photograph of you at the hotel then. Yes, I wasn't expecting a welcoming committee. I was more than a little nervous. He does not look nervous. On Fresno Street, I spotted a young girl selling little firecrackers. Miss Venus, of course. I conceived of the candle trick there and then. So I donned a simple disguise and approached the girl to buy enough firecrackers to replicate a gunshot. What sort of disguise? For some reason, the inspector had a bright red hairpiece in his own traveling case. Ooh! So I put that on, although I suspect I drew more attention to myself in that than I would have otherwise. The hairpiece we found at the scene. The inspector had it ready for the red-headed leak investigation. I only arrived at the room at around 4:45. So I quickly placed the body on the floor, moved the notice board, and set up my little candle trick. I arranged it so the firecrackers would go off with a bang around 15 minutes later. So that Mr. Boone, who was due to arrive at 5, would walk straight into a trap. Except, at the last moment, I made a careless blunder. What was that? I imagine it was the bag of fish and chips. Aha! Ah! I didn't notice that it had fallen out of his overcoat pocket when I moved the body to the refrigeration room. I put it back into his pocket the following morning, but... well, it seems the warmth of the heated cabin had accelerated the decay of the fish. Anyway, that's everything. All the sordid details of what I did. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, like they didn't even draw the pieces of the witness stand. They just assume he destroyed it and like that's it. It's gone. They clean it up. I've heard enough. We've arrived at the truth about the murder of one of the country's most capable and respected police inspectors. The witness will be tried in the coming days. For a crime of such a vile nature, you can expect the most severe penalty. An exchange of assassins. What a foolhardy idea. Mr. Jigoku, one last detail. Who was your counterpart in Britain? Who was the mastermind behind the assassin exchange? Nothing you say now can make matters any worse for you. Just tell us. Enough! Enough! I've already told you that I cannot say. Even though as things stand, you may very well never set foot in your homeland again. What are you waiting for? Can't we get this over with now? It's finished. All of it. I'm finished. No! It's so sad. Then, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I now pronounce the findings of this court. This man before us has admitted to the willful murder of Tobias Gregson. Seishiro Jigoku, it is the opinion of this court that you should be found guilty. And may I remind all those present of the strict confidentiality demanded by this closed court. Holy shit. Moments ago, Mr. Jigoku signed a written confession, admitting to the murder of Inspector Gregson and the subsequent conveyance of the body. In short, the defendant's innocence has therefore been established beyond doubt. Oh, wonderful! Well done, Mr. Naruhodo! Yes, thank you. Is something wrong? I'm just a little troubled. It's not the end yet, right? It's not the end yet. By his silence. The true identity of the Reaper of the Bailey and this extraordinary assassin exchange, we do remain in the dark about these mysteries. However, insofar as the indictment brought against the defendant in this trial, we have reached a conclusion. I have every intention of pursuing both mysteries. As a prosecutor. As you wish. Now, for the formal adjudication. I hereby declare the defendant Barak Van Zeeks. Wait, Barak? That's Barak, right? Or was it... Oh, wait, that was Kazuma. The prosecution calls for adjudication to be deferred. Counsel? The accused's innocence hasn't been fully established at all. And therefore, it would be wrong to deliver a verdict at this time. That is the prosecution's unwavering position. But what? But Judge Jigoku has already confessed. Nevertheless, Barak Van Zeeks has committed crimes for which he must be punished. Well, it would appear you have information that the court needs to hear, Prosecutor Asogi. Certainly, the murder of Inspector Gregson was actually carried out by Seishiro Jigoku. But it's clear from the witness's testimony that he was coerced into complying with the plot. Into this sick, merciless assassin exchange. So is he gonna accuse Barak of being the British correspondent? That may be true, but... So what I want to know is, who coerced Jigoku? Who was pulling the strings? The victim went to France having been ordered on a mission for the Reaper, only to be murdered. In other words, the mastermind behind the assassin exchange is someone in a position to give such an order. As we've already established, the Reaper himself. Certainly, that would appear to follow. The prosecution hereby formally accuses the man in the dock, Baroque Van Zieks, of being the Reaper of the Bailey. And furthermore, Baroque is so done. Look at him, he's just... Not to the sushi to again. Look at him, he's just... And furthermore, I'm going to prove his guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. Nice close-up, Kazuma. What? What? Execute-moi? Order! Order! The Reaper of the Bailey is a long-standing mystery, Counsel. Are you suggesting you have some new information with which to build a case? Scotland Yard has already investigated Lord Van Zieks very thoroughly in that regard, and they found no evidence whatsoever to substantiate the claim that he is the Reaper. Perhaps, but circumstances have now changed. What do you mean? It's already been established that the assassin exchange was negotiated with Jigoku by the Reaper himself, which means we now have a new line of questioning by which to identify definitively the man's identity. That is the prosecution's intention here.
Hi! Hurrah! Hi! Thank you for the 15 months! Thank you! Always happy to see you.
We are really just going through it right now, man. I must say I'm surprised by quite how tenacious you appear to want to besmirch my name. It's just like, man, you really freaking hate me, don't you? Damn. You are guilty of an unforgivable crime, Lord Van Zieks. And I will bring you to justice for it, whatever it takes. Just technically working, so I may or may not be just lurking. Have fun. Sure, no problem. Thank you so much for dropping by anyway. That explains Kazuma's silence before. He'll stop at nothing to finish what Lord Van Zieks unwittingly started 10 years ago. Very well. Whilst it's extremely irregular, I will on this occasion grant the prosecution further opportunity for witness testimony. The defendant will disclose any and all involvement he has had with Reaper and the assassin exchange. Mitoho. Okay, I think this is the last cross-examination. Okay, we'll just like we'll just go here, right? I thank you, my lord, for guiding the court so wisely. I'm almost out of water, so hope I survive. I hereby declare this court to be in session for supplementary hearing.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
Hopefully we finish like around the midnight mark. His foot again. His foot again. No, mate, you don't understand. I'm out of water. There is barely any water left. Pray turn a blind eye to the discourtesy as I verify that this vile and unremitting accusation hasn't soured the contents of my hallowed chalice. Lord Van Zieks? I first had to suffer the pseudonym of the Reaper 10 years ago. And ever since that time, I've endured the weight of implied guilt that's gone with it. So I welcome the chance to testify now and crush those allegations once and for all. Good. Then let justice decide, Lord Van Zieks. The prosecution seeks to begin building its case by calling the accused to the stand as the primary witness, in order that he may answer the accusation brought by the prosecution that he is the Reaper of the Bailey. And what says the defense? putting the defendant in the witness stand can be extremely dangerous. And Kazuma-sama is so emotional at the moment, he's not thinking logically. You're right that he's not himself, but I knew it would be like this. And I came here today determined to face him through whatever might arise. As a lawyer, and as his friend. What a man Ryunosuke is! What a man!
Then that's what we must do.
The defense has no objection, my lord. Very well. Defendant, you will take the witness stand and give formal testimony on the subject of your involvement with the Reaper and the Assassin Exchange. As you wish, my lord. The Reaper and the Assassin Exchange. I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Brixton's involvement. That's the reason why I went to Fresno Street that day, and how I came to discover the body. The point is, no common thread exists between myself, Gregson, and Dr. Wilson. Clearly, therefore, there's no reason to suspect me of being behind the Assassin Exchange. I feel like Baroque is really telling the truth though. So, you deny all accusations by the prosecution? Both that you are the Reaper of the Bailey and that you masterminded the Assassin Exchange. I acknowledge that the public at large believe me to be the Reaper. However, that's a fallacy, which I alone am in a position to forswear. Naturally, the prosecution believes the testimony just given by the accused to be untrue. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, stop calling me by my full name, full government name, stop it! Yes? Let me ask you, why are you here? What really brings you to this courtroom? A desire to uncover the truth. Even if the truth proves your client to be guilty? From all my experiences in this courtroom, I've come to realize something. The truth can't be hidden. Sooner or later, it will come out. So it's always been my intention to work with my client in pursuit of the truth. I want you to remember what you just said. Enough dilatory chatter. I think it's dilatory. Right. Okay, never mind, whatever. Enough dilatory chatter. Counsel for the defense, proceed to cross-examine the witness. Yes, my lord. I know exactly what you're thinking, Kazuma. I know you're just waiting to point it out. The contradiction you're convinced lies somewhere within this man's testimony. Okay, let's just find it. Okay. Statement 4. There is a comment. The Reaper and the Assassin Exchange. Okay, so we're going to like, there is a common thread, actually. This common thread is the, where is Clint Van Zeek's report? There we go. What is this? An autopsy report. Wait, this is 10 years old. From the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zeek's. What? My brother's autopsy report? I'm pleased to see the defense doesn't intend to run from the undeniable truth. Order in court. What reason do you have for presenting a 10-year-old autopsy report here, counsel? This, the autopsy report of the professor's final victim, is an indelible link between Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson, and the defendant. Not that accursed name again. The professor. I've personally researched all of the court records relating to that case. I know that at the time, autopsy was considered sacrilege to the victims' souls. And for a member of the aristocracy like Lord Clint Van Zeeks, it was unthinkable. But someone implored the powers that be to allow the autopsy to go ahead. Inspector Gregson. He declared that he was certain he would obtain conclusive proof from the procedure. And it was Dr. Wilson who conducted the autopsy. His signature is clearly visible on the document. As promised by Gregson, the autopsy did indeed produce evidence. Evidence that conclusively proved Genshin Asogi was guilty of the murders. In my brother's dying moments, he mustered all his remaining strength to leave that vital clue behind. Indeed, that was the key to indicting the professor for his crimes and the conclusive evidence that convicted him. It enabled Lord Van Zeeks here to avenge his brother's senseless death with a marvelous victory in court. Oh no, this is this is literally the Hoyo pose. You know, when characters like hear something said, they just like they just do the hand over heart thing. I don't know how to describe it. That's the only pose they do. Right, guys? Like when you hear the story, they're like, oh, and then they just put the arm over their chest. Yeah, this is the pose. Anyway, a marvelous victory, was it? Knowing Kazuma's true mission, him defending Ryu in 1-1 means even more. He wasn't just risking studying abroad, but his one chance to know the truth about his father, who is desperate to go to Britain for the one thing he's willing to put his revenge aside for, is Ryu. They are truly destined soulmates. Just saying, okay? Just saying. Even they are soulmates, whether it's platonic, whether it's romantic, I don't care, they're soulmates, alright? Yeah. I wonder if that's really true. What? Could the same be said if it turned out that the key piece of evidence in question was in fact fabricated? If the inspector, the coroner, and the prosecutor all colluded together to cast an innocent Japanese man as a mass murderer and send him to his death. That's outrageous! And now, 10 years later, for some reason the secret has been threatened and needs protecting. Which is why the inspector and the coroner had to be silenced, isn't it? By someone in power in Japan and in Britain, using the two killers recruited for the assassin exchange. Oh shit, those are the two people involved. Order! Order at once! 10 years ago, my father was convicted in this very courtroom as a mass murderer, to be sentenced to death. But it was all a sham, and I swore to myself that I'd prove it. Which is why I had to come to Britain, whatever the cost. Barack is just... You'll have to forgive me if I feel compelled to toast this vengeful Nipponese's tenacity of purpose here. However... How many chalices have you broken, Van Zeeks? He who fails to quash his emotions in the courtroom has failed as a lawyer. Come on, Kazuma! You know this won't wash! You're claiming your father was misrepresented in a trial that took place a whole decade ago. You must see that without evidence, that's nothing more than a wild accusation. As it happens, I have evidence. What? Come. As the court has heard, I crossed the channel to France with Gregson on the 31st. I went with him on the pretext of being the assassin recruited to kill Seishiro Jikoku. But my true intentions were to make the inspector tell me the truth. It's okay, he only breaks the chalices that he's not satisfied with, which are all of them apparently. Hi Ethereus, hello, welcome in. What truth? The truth about the evidence. And he acknowledged what I already deduced. There's a closely guarded secret about what went on in that autopsy 10 years ago. What? A secret? I know nothing of any secret. While we waited for my supposed Mark in Jikoku's cabin, I drew my clan's illustrious sword, Kaduma, before the inspector's eyes. He very quickly understood what my true motive was. Right, I see. You're that Asogi's young lad, are you? And what? You're gonna cut me down with that thing? Is that it? That will very much depend on the answers you give to my questions. I want to know what really happened 10 years ago. The truth. That's all. Before we get into it, let me make one thing clear. I still believe your father was the professor. There's no doubt in my mind. But unfortunately back then, we didn't have the evidence we needed to make the crime stick. So, you admit it then? The evidence used in my father's trial was fabricated? It was for the good of the country. Anyway, I was just following orders. Orders? What exactly did you do? Speak! I'm not saying another word. Even if your life depends on it? That's right. Even then. So that's when the tip of the sword broke.
Oh, Kazuma-sama!
If the results of Clint Van Zieks' autopsy were fabricated, then the investigating officer, Gregson, and the lead coroner, Wilson, must have known about it. And they can only have been ordered to pervert the course of justice in that way by one man. The man leading the case for the prosecution, Barak Van Zieks. In other words, the defendant did have cause to organize this exchange of assassins. Exactly. And as was established earlier, it has to have been the Reaper himself who liaised with Jigoku in Japan to arrange the exchange. Ah! Oh, sorry. So it follows that the Reaper's true identity can only be that of the man who stands accused in this courtroom today, Barak Van Zieks. Oh shit, that's a compelling argument. Compelling as hell. Oh shit. Engi. Jigoku really forced Kazuma's hand to try and make him murder, holding a trip to Britain of his head. Only chance to know the truth is about his diet, Joseph. Ah. Poor Kazuma, right? Yep. Kazuma Asogi. What? What you've just told the court, are you absolutely certain of your facts? Did Gregson really fabricate evidence for that trial 10 years ago? I heard it with my own ears. His shameful admission. Oh shit. I haven't seen this one before. In that case, I know. The name of the Reaper. Oh shit, he knows? He knows? What? What? Lord Van Zieks? I gave no such orders. I know that for certain. Which narrows down the remaining possibilities to one. If Lord Van Zieks isn't the one behind all this, then yes, there is only one other person who could have done something like that. I believe I know who it is too. You know what? For once, I also think I know who it is. You? I just had a feeling this name was going to come up. The true identity of the infamous Reaper of the Bailey is... I mean, guys, among all these candidates, there's only one who has this much power. There's only one person who has this much power in the courtroom, right? So, it stands... Sorry, I dropped something. So it stands to reason that it's this person. It's actually this person. The only person who could have arranged the assassin exchange and manipulated the autopsy results is the Lord Chief Justice himself, Lord Male Strongheart. What? Lord Strongheart? Imagine selecting Shomes. No way it can be Shomes. I wouldn't trust him with $5, let alone like this entire operation. Yes, it's true that 10 years ago, the defendant handled the prosecution of the professor in court, but he only took over the case after his brother, Lord Clint Van Zieks, had been killed. Oh. I can only assume that this is the most inappropriate joke in British judicial history. Well, Lord Van Zieks? 10 years ago, I was very new to my profession, but I had a burning desire to avenge my brother's death, so I pleaded for control of the case. The investigation to that point, the supplication of the lords to allow my brother's corpse to be examined, all the evidence I was given, the autopsy reports, it all came from you. He's like, all the evidence I was given, they came from you. I've spent my life since then believing I was in your debt for the way you stood aside and let me handle the trial. But I see now, I was very much mistaken. It was a hugely influential force that caused the inspector and the coroner to break the law 10 years ago. It really is like Mouse in 1.5. Oh my gosh, guys, we have to try and play that again. That's why I was like, you know, I saw Male Strongheart. I was like, this is gonna be like Damon Gant, isn't it? I was like, it's gonna be freaking Damon Gant again. I called it, guys. I called it. I knew Strongheart was not innocent. I knew it. Yeah. And that same force was still felt a decade later on the other side of the world by Seishio Jikoku. Well, I may have to play it again, and that stupid cursed music. Oh my god. Lord Strongheart, everything falls into place when we recognize that you are the Reaper of the Bailey. Look at his confident self. I love it. The court awaits your response, my lord. This may very well go down in British judicial history, but I assure you, it is no joke. Cursed Blue Badger. Oh my gosh, Kiko, no, don't remind me. It's so stupid. Consider this a formal accusal by the defense. It doesn't warrant a response. A formal accusal? Don't be absurd. The defense's claims are utter nonsense, a wild fantasy at best. You're not going to defend yourself? You claim there was some wrongdoing with Lord Clint Van Zieks' autopsy? That's utterly untrue. But I heard it from Grigson's own lips. He admitted to it. And where is your evidence? What? Grigson's dead now. Unless you were thinking of summoning a ghost to the stand. You know, we could really use the help of the Fae clan like right now. We could really use the Fae clan's help right now. Where are they when you need them the most? Some meditating somewhere in the mountains in Japan. You guys agree? You mean to say? I forget how the system works in your little backwater country. But in the court of the British Empire, without evidence, there is no case. I have no intention of entertaining some wild fantasy that can't possibly be substantiated by anyone or anything. Ah! Order! Order in court! Following Inspector Gregson's murder and in the light of Dr. Wilson's death as well, there's really no one left who could testify about the events of 10 years ago. Is there? So that was the real purpose of the assassin exchange. This court has no business raking over the coals of a case that was concluded a decade ago. The accusal brought by the prosecution and the defense is categorically denied. I take it there are no objections? Kazuma. He's more or less waited his whole life for this moment. Is there really nothing else we can do now? Is there no other avenue we can go down in pursuit of the truth about what happened all those years ago? Oh my god. Excuse me. German and... oh my god. Okay. If only there was someone who could testify about Clint Van Zieks' autopsy. There is someone, isn't there? Don't you remember it was a very specific person we know who wrote the autopsy? You know, it wasn't John Wilson himself who wrote the autopsy. It was someone we know. He's gone to extraordinary lengths to cover his tracks. Even so far as dispatching an assassin all the way to Japan to ensure Dr. Wilson's silence. And Dr. Sith won't say anything against Strongheart. But there's still one ray of hope. Actually, there is one person. One person who could still testify about that autopsy. Don't be ridiculous. There's no one left. Who, Ryunosuke? Who? Tell me. Kazuma, please! This trial can't end! Not yet! I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for the truth. Damn. Couples quarrel in court. The person the defense would like to call to the stand to testify about the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zieks is... Heaven help us. Another Japanese? Couple quarrel? May, you know it is a couple quarrel. You know for sure it is. Oh my gosh, maybe I should be like, May, how about you come onto one of the streams and then we talk about your OTP, your OTP of all time, the OTP of OTPs, Narumitsu. An expert in forensic medicine, my lord, Professor Eugene Mikotoba. 16 years ago, he came to London with Seishiro Jikoku and Genshin Asogi as a visiting student. And what could his testimony possibly tell us? Professor Mikotoba was the primary assistant during the autopsy in question. He was also the person who actually penned the report. Incorrect. The autopsy was carried out by the coroner, Dr. Wilson. The report carries his signature. It was the primary assistant's duty to keep a written record of the coroner's work during the procedure. In actual fact, the coroner merely read over the report at the end and signed it. Narumitsu does couple quarrel for real, guys. You have not seen Narumitsu in court quarreling before. It is so insane. It is nothing like it. These two here are estranged homies, okay? These two here, whatever they have is estranged homies energy. Narumitsu is couple quarrel energy. Like, just there's a huge difference, okay? You will understand if I ever play it again. I will probably think about it, yeah. In other words, Professor Mikotoba witnessed the entire autopsy from start to finish. The defense demands that Professor Mikotoba to be summoned as a witness as a matter of urgency. Whatever really happened in that autopsy laboratory 10 years ago is something only he can tell us. The defense's demand is denied. What? But Professor Mikotoba is in London at this very moment. We could summon him to the stand in minutes. No, of course he's not going to agree to it. Strongheart has no intention of summoning anyone who knows. He's too concerned about protecting himself. Prosecutor Asogi, let me refresh your memory as you seem to have forgotten the prosecution's stance. Only minutes ago you accused the defendant of being the Reaper and of masterminding the assassin exchange. I did, yes? So present your evidence for those claims and make your case complete. At this time, I don't have the requisite evidence. But that's exactly when we need witness testimony. Oh. The professor case is closed. There are no clues in the distant past that would bolster your argument today. I'm afraid to say, Prosecutor Asogi, that you would appear to be possessed by the spirit of your late homicidal father. That is so horrible to say. Now, as I stated earlier, this court has already reached a conclusion with respect to the matter at hand. Hurling accusations like that, I know, right? Inspector Gregson was murdered by Japanese Supreme Court Judge Seishiro Jikoku. As for any hidden circumstances that may exist, they will be investigated in due course by the proper authorities. But we all know what will happen. They'll just give the mastermind of the whole venture time to cover his tracks again. By which you mean me? Your punishment for this contemptible behavior will be decided at a later date. As for you, Prosecutor Asogi, you will be remanded following these proceedings. Willingly, I trust, since you gave your word. Gah! This futile game of revenge is over. Young Master Asogi. Did he fail? Did he fail then? Strongheart, out there, go get this man. Is there really no way to help this guy? That will be all. I hereby declare this trial to be over. Court is... Who? Barack? No? Mikotoba? No, Holmes! Sorry, Sholmes, I mean. Mr. Sholmes! Chan chan chan! This is no place for amateur detection, Mr. Sholmes. In comes Sholmes with a steel chair. What, steel chair? What? What steel chair? What? May I remind you that these proceedings are closed to the general public? You will leave the courtroom at once. Wait, no. Mr. Sholmes was instrumental in the apprehension of Seishiro Jikoku before he fled from Europe. The court should hear what he has to say. Whoa. Lord Male Strongheart, oh, he's serious. Look at his face. It's imperative that you refrain from bringing this trial to an end at this stage. Is it really? And why would that be? You need only recall your own words from the opening of the trial to answer that question, if I may. The music in this game is so nice, right? So good. We will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings. Surely it can't be that the shock of being accused of being the Reaper yourself has erased that from your memory. Can it? The whole truth, sir, has already been uncovered. It would seem that we have a great many important members of the judiciary present here today. I put it to you, my dear fellows, should the trial end at this juncture? After all, why have you been invited to attend? To nod along to the What is this word? Oh my gosh, Holmes. Oh my god. What is this word? What is this word? Asian pronunciation? Hello?
Prevarication.
Prevarication. So I actually got it kind of right. To nod along to the prevarications of your superiors? Order in court. It seems to me that we stand before a door that leads to a new era of legal practices. A door that is ajar. Let us emerge from the shadows of the Reaper's decade-long ascendancy. For you, and you alone, my dear fellows, have the power to push this door open now. The auditors in the gallery have no rights to express an opinion on court proceedings. Silence! He's right, the judge has absolute authority. Yes, if he calls the trial to an end, it must end. But will it really do? I sense dark things occurring behind the scenes. Dark things indeed. Is there a single person here present who can honestly say he doesn't sense the same? What? What? The trial should go on. Summon the witness. That's right, we need to clear this up before that young Japanese ends up in custody. Oh my gosh, look at his face, guys! Look at Kazuma's face! He's so like... What's everyone saying? My lord, you assure those present that you will uncover the whole truth here. Vindicate yourself of this outlandish accusation. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the very foundation of British law. Oh yeah? A toast to my dependable colleagues in the gallery. On with the trap, on the trap. Testify, testify, testify. Oh my god, let's go. Well, my lord? You hear the voice of British justice, I take it? I think you'll find it will be rather awkward to silence. Miu and Kasuma Asogi, guys. Oh, Kasuma Asogi. Oh. Let's go. The court will recess briefly. I have no intention of shrinking from these allegations. Oh. Man, I cannot with Kazuma's look. He's just like so hopeful, so like... Oh my gosh. There's a hope. There's hope, you know? Bailiff, arrange for the subpoena of the witness at once. As soon as the gentleman arrives at the courthouse, we shall reconvene. A recess won't be necessary, my lord. Pardon? There's hope, right? Mikotoba is a close friend of... A close friend. Is a close friend of mine. I'm sorry. He accompanied me today and is waiting in the antechamber as we speak. I do believe he's been enjoying a little trip down memory lane. In fact... Cough, close friend, cough, yes. What? Professor Mikotoba is here in the courthouse? Mr. Sholmes, you didn't know this would happen, did you? So close, yep. Yeah, hell yeah, close friend. Very close, very close. My dear fellow, no one is in a better position to answer that question than you, Shirley. I wasn't just asking for the fun of it, you know? Well, I must thank you for your assistance in this matter, Mr. Sholmes. However, you are of no further use here. Kindly leave the courtroom at once. Men will literally prosecute who they think is their father's killer rather than go to therapy. Kazuma, oh my gosh, you're right. You would rather do that than go to therapy. Shit. But of course, in truth, I find myself rather busy now as a result of these developments. Mr. Naruhodo? Ah, yes? I trust you have Iris's little lucky charm with you? Absolutely. It's still in my pocket. Pull it as hard as you can, yeah. He sent her regards and a reminder. If you find yourself at a dead end, the ears are at your disposal. Just one tug, if you please. No, many tugs, as hard as you can. Let's go. Oh, of course. Just one tug, if you please. In that case, the trial will continue without delay. Bailiff, show the witness to the stand. Oh boy, oh boy. Wow, Sholmes is actually quite tall. Therapy costs money and prosecuting makes money and I have bills to pay. Also, Kazuma probably low. So it's Lord Strongheart. He is the Reaper of the Bailey. Where exactly is this trial going to take me, I wonder? Just how deep am I about to be plunged into the blackness of the abyss? Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to head into the heart of this maelstrom and confront whatever horrors it tries to drown me under. To be continued. To be continued. Let's go, everyone. To be continued. Oh my god. To be continued. To be continued. Final result of. なるほど、ゆうのすけ。Shit. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Like, it's just. What's thank you. Yeah, and therapy Meiji, Japan, Victorian London probably isn't the best. I don't think the concept of therapy as we know it today even existed during that time. Yeah, it was probably very new back then. So, oh well. Well, guys, that was a wild ass ride. I took a lot of screenshots, so hopefully at least one of them can be used for the thumbnail. Do you guys think I could use Kazuma's picture for the thumbnail? I don't know. The look he gave, like, it's so... There's hope, you know? His face was like... It's like... That look, I'm just... Do you think I could actually use that as a thumbnail? That's so beautiful. But yes, yeah, so... Anyway, I don't think that was a thing true that do be a unique face for this trial. It's like... It was really just... I've never seen that expression before. Oh no. Screams. Okay, so guys, it's getting late, so I want to wrap things up really quickly. Oh my gosh, I'm out of water. Okay, I have a few drops left. You guys heard that? That's the sound of my water running out. Okay. So alright. So next time I see you guys will be on Sunday. Okay, it'll be on Sunday. I'll be doing tarot readings. So I hope any new faces here, if you're interested in getting a tarot reading, you can join me then. Okay, it'll be the same start time as today, which is 9:30 p.m. GMT plus 8. Okay, and yeah, I think I'll just go to sleep because I still have work tomorrow and she needs sleep. She's sleepy. Okay. Okay then. I look forward to continuing the last part of the final episode of this blasted game. I have such a love-hate relationship. Okay, this game next week. Okay, I'll see you most likely same day, same time next week. Alright. Good stream, I had a good time. I'm glad, Ivy Pool. I'm glad. Okay, hope to see you next time. Alright then, guys. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Okay? Please stay with me as I send you guys off to someone else. Alright? Okay then. Ziyadi. Ziyadi. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.